So today I'll be talking about top handle battery saws, top handle battery chainsaws, that is. I've been looking into the T536 LI-XP from Husqvarna, the T540i XP from Husqvarna, also the MSA-161T from STIHL, and the DCS-2500T from Echo. So these are the 4 saws I'll be testing or going through today. So I already did a video on the STIHL MSA-161T, and you can find that on my channel. I also did a video on the DCS-2500T. Alright, so the reason I brought both of the Husqvarna saws is because the 540i is brand new, and I know a lot of people got the old version. So let's look into both of them, just to have everything in. So what I will say right away is that when you have the 2 Husqvarna saws, you can just take this and toss it because the new one is way better. But it's still here, you can see it in my video. Now I've been using the 536 a lot, but for me the main issue with this saw is that when you apply just the slightest pressure, it will stop working. So, and also it keeps showing this error. I don't know if that's just the saw that we've got, but it just stops working. And sometimes you can take the chain brake off and put it back on and take it off again, and then it will start working. But other times you have to send it down and they have to remove, take out all of the gunk that's inside the saw in order for it to run again, and that's just a hassle when you're in the tree. Things that I've noticed when working with the saws are, for one, that these 3, the Husqvarnas and the Echo, all have an on-off button up here. The same with the Echo. So you've got the button up here, which is really nice, really handy. It's right by your thumb, and of course it's always nice to know when the saw is on. I turned all 4 saws on and just left them on the table. So after 5 minutes, the Echo saw will turn off automatically. So I like that. The other saws didn't turn off, but I have noticed that when I'm working with them, sometimes they do. So I don't know if that's just they'll turn off when they want to, or if they actually do it within a certain amount of time. The STIHL saw is the only one that does not have any on-off button up here. So you can't see if it's turned on. I can view my battery gauge, but that's pretty much everything I can do with the STIHL. So right now, because the battery's in, it's turned on all the time, and that for me is a safety issue. Luckily they've got the extra safety button in here, so you need to press in 3 buttons in order for it to run. And also the chain brake is your on-off button for the STIHL saw. But that's the only thing I would really want them to change, is put in an on-off button. So the only other thing you can do is take out the battery, which you should always do on battery saws when you're not using them, just for safety measures. So the Husqvarna comes with a new X battery, which should make this saw faster. I don't know if that's the case, but it should. So with this STIHL saw, you've got the option of 3 different kinds of batteries. The AP100, 200 and 300. There's a bit of a difference in the weight. I mean, this will give you, the 300 will give you a heavy saw, so I would probably use the 100 when I'm carrying it, just because then it's lighter. But I like that you have the option of 3 different batteries. With the Echo saw, you've got just this one battery, nice and easy. Not much to say about that. And of course, on all of the batteries, you've got the battery gauge on the actual battery. We'll speed this up, right? So there you go. And there you go. So with these 2 saws, you've got the battery on top, which at least for the steel saw, does mean that you will collect a bit of dust in the saw. But that's nice and easy to get out, so just turn it upside down and maybe give it just give it a blow with your compressed air. The echo saw is open, so you don't collect anything in there, but it still does collect a lot of things inside. I don't know how, but these little spaces in here will collect dust. The Husqvarna's got the battery in from the side and still managed to collect a lot of things in there. Maybe it's even worse with this one. No, it's not. So yeah, you still get a lot of dirt in there. I guess that's just a problem with all of the saws. On the 540i and the MS-161T, you've got 3 buttons to press in order to turn them on. You have to push this up and then in, right? On the steel saw, you've got 3 buttons as well. You've got this one, that one, that one. So in order for this to work, you have to press in everything. The 3 buttons made me nervous at first, but I must say it really, you don't think about it when you're using the saw. At least I don't think about it when I'm using the steel saw. The Husqvarna, I still need to get used to that movement. The echo saw doesn't have the extra safety, so it's just chain break off and then you're good to go. And the same with the old Husqvarna. You can definitely feel the extra power in the T540i XP. The only issue I've got with it is that when I'm using it from this side, like when I'm cutting with the top of the bar, it tends to just stop working and I have to kind of move it around in order for it to work. Where when I use the bottom of the bar, it just slides right through. I do find that with the steel saw, you can add quite a lot of pressure and it still goes through. It's got a smaller chain, so it will take longer to go through the cut. But I really find this is a champ when you are cutting even bigger pieces. The echo saw really impressed me as well. It just seems to cut through very, very nicely, even with this small chain as well. I really like the feel of it. It's so small compared to the others because the battery is smaller. This just fits really nicely in your hand. But then again, this, I would assume more people use this one-handed than with both hands on it. I really like with the steel saw that you've got extra space in here. It's like this arch is bigger, so you've got more space to move around and your hand fits in nicely, even bigger hands than mine. Whereas on the Husqvarna, it seems just to have a bit less space. It's still nice, I mean you can still hold it, but yeah, I just like that arch better. Then you of course have a bigger bar on the new Husqvarna, which means that you can use it when you're blocking down trees. So my hope for these two would be that they make a even more powerful version and adding bigger bars. So if you're blocking down bigger trees, I would go with the Husqvarna. But if you're just pruning trees, for me, this guy is too big. So I'd rather have a smaller bar when I'm pruning trees and deadwooding trees than to have a bar at this size. Maybe that's a European thing, but I love working with as small a bar as possible. So I would go with the steel or the echo if it's pruning or deadwooding trees. But if it's bigger trees and you're starting to block down, I would go with the Husqvarna saw. and I will toss this away since I've got this new version right here. Then one thing Husqvarna did with this new saw that I really don't like is that the new bar and chain is with a thinner drive link. So the drive link thickness on the new Husqvarna is only 1.1 millimeter, which means you can't just use whatever chain you like. For instance, we like to use steel chains on most of our saws at our company. You can't do that because they don't make a chain that fits. You're kind of just stuck with whatever Husqvarna comes out with. And we did have the issue the first day using this saw. After like 10 minutes, the chain just came off, and I got it down to fix it, and it was broken in 3 different places. Like, first time using it, first time it comes off, broken in 3 places. The drive links, just 3 of them were messed up. So my concern with this saw would be that they are actually too thin and will break too easy. We might have just been unlucky, I don't know, but yeah, that's my main issue and concern with this new saw. Main issue, concern with the steel saw is that it does not have an on-off button. If I could see somewhere if it had a blinking light, then it wouldn't matter for me if there was an on-off button, because then I could just see that it was turned on. But since it's got no blinking light or anything indicating that it's turned on, I would prefer to have a on-off button. With the Echo saw, my main concern is that it collects quite a lot of gunk in here. That's my main issue with this saw. And then I would be afraid, since it's so small and it feels like a toy, that people would use it one-handed. But that's kind of my only issue with that. Then of course all of them have their own little hanging thingies on the back. And on Husqvarna you've got 2. One that is for attaching the chainsaw lanyard, and the other one that you can use to have your chainsaw hanging. I don't like using this guy on the Husqvarna saw because it kind of doesn't really come off that easy. And I'm sorry to say it again, but this guy is kind of just out of the picture. It's just in there to see the cutting performance compared to the newer version. So I am focusing on these 3 over here. What I really like about the new Husqvarna is that you can actually block down medium-sized trees, and it will cut really nicely through even bigger sizes. So that's really, really good. So what I really like about the steel chainsaw is that, as with all the chainsaws, it's really, really easy to take off the cover and put it back on when you're changing your bar and chain. That's another issue with the Husqvarna. I find it hard to get the cover back on. I have to kind of mingle it around a bit. It was really, really bad with the old version because it had this rubber thingy. So it doesn't actually, you can't have it on the table and put it on. You have to turn it this side, and I don't like that when I'm working with my saw. The Echo, like, sometimes it just fits on, and then sometimes when I put on the cover, it will have a gap in here, which really annoys me. Like, it feels like it's not all the way in, but I can't see anywhere that it's pressing out. So that's my main issue with this saw, the gap that it collects quite a lot of gunk in here. I want it to just be nice and easy. I want it to just pop on right away so I can get moving and get to work. Then another fun feature with the new Husqvarna is they've got this new cover you can put on, which we did at our company, but it seems to just collect even more dust than anything else. So you actually have to kind of bring a brush or something to get that off. And I tried today to remove it just for this video, and I can't get this thingy off again. It's merged with the saw now. So yeah, I don't know why this is even there. I mean, this is the old version, And the new version I think kind of looks like that underneath. And where's the name? So there's no chainsaw name on this saw now that I put this lid on. That kind of doesn't make any sense. I'm not able to show, like if I take a photo with this saw, you'll definitely know which saw I'm using. Look at this, I'm using the 161T. But with this saw, you have to know. It's actually more of just these are the battery saws available right now from these manufacturers than in an actual comparison. I did a cookie test so you can see how they cut, but as I mentioned, they are very different, so the speed will be very different too on the test. So which saw should you go with? The one that fits your hand and the one that fits your job. So these three saws for me have such a different feel that I really think you should go out and, well, four saws, sorry, this is still there. I think you should go out and at least, if you can't test them in the field, you should go out and at least try in the store to feel how they fit in your hand. I don't know if it's my hand size, but it really bugs me to press this up. But it might also be that I just have to get used to it. And then I am afraid this is going to break. For me, I just love the fact that they are making all of these battery saws, and that we can get rid of all of the exhaust and noise. I really enjoy being able to turn on the chainsaw at 7 o'clock in the morning and not having to worry about neighbors complaining or anything like that. So I'm excited for the future to see what else they will bring out. Loving the new editions already compared to the older versions. And as I said, I would pick them for different things. So yeah, these two I would pick for pruning and deadwooding and blocking down smaller trees. This I would pick if I'm in a medium tree blocking down. I would pick this Husqvarna for smaller trees and pruning as well. Yeah, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can follow me on Instagram at Femalelumberjack for almost daily updates of my work. You can also find me on Facebook at Felicia Bank. And of course, I hope you already did subscribe to this channel. If not, please do it now, so I know that you're there. If you know something about the saws that I haven't mentioned, please put it in as a comment. Always good to see what your thoughts are. And you can also leave a comment if you want me to do a specific video, and I'll try to do my very best to accommodate your wishes. I've got a lot of videos coming up. I've just been really busy, so I will be posting more as soon as I can. Sorry. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and have a nice day. And not having to worry this one.